guys, you are tuned into another episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. I am your main man, your host, Big Bro Tone, and I'm sitting here on a rough morning. I woke up and I just felt so sluggish, like I don't know what it was. It was like I had woke up and immediately I thought, why do I even need to be up? So I started going down the list. All right, I started going down the checklist. By the way, it's Monday, and I love Mondays, of course. So let's go down the list. It's I have work today, so that's another reason to get up. I like going to the gym, so that's another reason to get up. And I mean, besides just being overall productive, that's the reason I should probably get up. But for the most part, I typically just don't sleep in so I don't get comfortable. Sometimes for me personally, when I sleep in, I end up getting stuck. I end up turning the TV on. I end up just I honestly have no idea. I just stay there. Like it honestly depends with me. But the closer I get to the end of the week, the more lazy I get, and I don't know why that is with me. Like I just been in this lazy mood these past couple weeks. I mean, with everything. I've been lazy when it came to. I fell off working out a little bit. I fell off, but I'm always making it a mission to go at least 3 times out of the week instead of, the dream to go 5 to 6 days a week, which is how I started. But then discipline fell short. Ended up not really going as consistently as I should, but I'm still going. And I'm still keeping the dream alive. It's interesting though, because when I'm in the gym, I feel like I'm supposed to be there. Like it feels right. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I'm in my room, it just feels like a whole nother vibe. As a matter of fact, it feels like the gym don't even exist. But the funny thing is, when I go to the gym, I go so hard. I think I go hard. I mean, it's people in there that clearly are in a much better shape than I am. They've clearly been putting in that work. But me, I've just been in a state of limbo with a lot of things that are productive for me. Like I said, the gym, I even fell off a little bit with my podcast, and I'm sorry, you guys, I dropped the ball. That's an entire fuck up on my part. Completely being undisciplined. I give y'all that. But at the same time, this is hard work. But I'm turned on by the hard work. It's exciting. The bottom line is why is it, ooh, my bad, hair in my mouth. Why does it take so much for me to why does it take so much for anybody just to get productive? Why do we feel like production comes with a cost? I mean, anything comes with a cost. But what I'm saying is, why does it seem that production, above all else, takes the most from us? Like we shape it in our own minds that production is not fun, or being progressive, or being ahead of the game, just taking advantage of time and opportunity. Why is that so difficult for us to grasp? In particular, I'm talking about me. I'm always telling people, go attack, be aggressive, go after what you want to do. But I give advice much better actually, than I take it. And I think that's anybody though. Anybody could talk their shit. But it's a rare few that could really take their own advice and, you know, move forward with it. You know what I mean? Put their money where their mouth is. And I'm pretty good at doing that. I'm alright, I guess. I'm not the best, but I'm average. When it comes to big tasks, like graduate from college, I'll knock that off because I know that's what's expected of me. But now, you know, the expectations have, you know, I don't want to say expectations, but the pressure, I guess, has sort of dissipated or disappeared because, you know, school is something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do well in school, all that kind of stuff. So they say. But now that school's over and, you know, everything that's supposed to be done of me is done, you know, in a sense, it's just now I kind of feel like the motivation to just do anything has probably faltered. The motivation has dropped off for sure. But I'm constantly trying. I believe if I motivate others, I'm going to motivate myself in the process. So that's probably why I move the way I move. But yeah, why does production have to come at a cost? You know what I mean? Why can't we just, like, let's be honest. We all know we're not being as productive as we should be on a daily basis. Okay? Let's say the average person sleeps 6 to 8 hours a day. There's 24 hours in a day, as we all should know. So 24 hours in a day, let's say we sleep 6 of the hours. You know what, let's make it 8. That's the average time they say you're supposed to sleep. So let's say you sleep 8 hours a day, right? I don't sleep 8 hours a day. I probably need 6 at the most, you know, just to be functional. But yeah, I just don't require that much sleep. But so 8 hours in a day, so 24 minus 8, that is 16, right? Okay, so that leaves 16 hours in a day. So let's say you got a 9 to 5, or your typical 8-hour shift. So already you've lost so 16 minus 8 hours. Now you're left with 8 hours again. So you've slept, you've worked. Now that leaves 8 hours of spare time. Whatever you want to do, you do. Right? So let's just break it down. Me personally, I'm normally at work for 7 hours a day. So that's different for me. So 7 minus my 24. So that leaves me with 17? Yeah. So 17 hours left. And then I sleep. So I probably sleep, like I said, like maybe 6 or 7 hours. Let's just say 6. No, let's just say 6 or 7. Let's say 7. I sleep 7 hours a day. So, and that's another 7. So 17 minus 7, right? That's what I'm at, 17. Yeah, 17 minus 7, that's 10. So that leaves me 10 hours to do anything I want to do in that given day. Be productive, you know, run errands, you know, attack the podcast, be creative, and just put out content. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what my day ends up looking like. So that just goes to show you there's enough time to do what you want to do, but then people factor in their social lives. You know what I mean? Time they want to spend with their friends, or, you know, just doing anything or whatever. Me, I don't really spend that much time with friends outside of, like, I mean, once school ended and, you know, as I got older, I feel like I just don't need to spend as much time just being social, just chilling. Like, I just chill with my cousins for the most part. Like, it's simpler, they're easier, like they're always around me. It's just easier to be social that way. But other than that, I don't know, I just feel like if you overly social, you just wasting time, bottom line. Then you got people that party and shit. I used to be that guy. I give you that. I used to be that guy, but now, nah, definitely not that guy anymore. I went out a couple weeks ago. Definitely a rough weekend. Just go to show that I was not built to last. Not anymore, at least. But yeah, why does production come with a cost in some of our eyes? So to some of us, Shit, production is the best part of our day. We get excited just being productive, and that's where I'm trying to get to. I'm a work in progress, no pun intended, of course. But I guess just like they say in Philly, you just got to trust the process. You know what I mean? You just got to put your best foot forward and hope the best happens. Speaking of trust the process, I know y'all saw that Cleveland Philly game over the weekend. Or was it I want to say Friday? I think I was off. It was Friday. That game, man, I'll tell you, Philly is on the map. Philly is, I don't care what nobody say. It's the year, not the year. It's Philly's time. It's Philly's time. And there's only a matter of time for we have, technically we have championships for all our sports teams. The Phillies, the Flyers, Eagles, and Sixers, they all technically have championships. But I mean recent championships. The Eagles just got their first as of late, and that was like the kicker for me. That was like the last straw. Like now I'm so all. I mean, I've always been all in on my Philly sports, but we've been down so long. It's real easy to get, distracted. Real easy to get. What's the word I'm looking for? Real easy to get just down on your home team. Not everybody blessed to be from Philly. You know what I mean? Not everybody blessed with the opportunity to be from Philly, the city of brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? Where the Sixers and the Eagles play, and the Flyers, and the Phillies. We get busy out here. The Phillies. They're not really doing that well. The Phillies is kind of, they working the kinks out. You know what I mean? They ran 08, 09, 2000. They ran that, but the Flyers just made the playoffs. We got to play Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now all my homies from college, they all Pittsburgh Penguins fans. That's what they do. They get into that nonsense. I don't give a fuck. Well, I will admit though, watching the Penguins did get me into hockey though, because I didn't care about it before. But I'm a Philly boy to the day I die, and that's never gonna stop. You know what I mean? But yeah, that Sixers and Cavs game was insane. The Sixers came out from the gun bus ready to put the pressure on them. Ben Simmons was killing it. Damn near had a triple-double in the first quarter. So, like I said, the Sixers ran that entire game, and they clearly were dominant the first half. And then the third quarter came, and then that's when things started to, I guess, teeter towards Cleveland. You can't, no matter what the score is, no matter what, you cannot count out LeBron James. It's just a foregone conclusion that he's going to get his bucket, get any shot he wants at any given point in time, and execute. But the Sixers overall were just the better team that night. We held on to have a 2-point lead at the end and win the game by 2. But what you noticed, LeBron, he kept calling for that ISO on Marco Bellinelli or Ersan Ilyasova. He just kept calling for that ISO, and he knew he could take advantage of it every time. But given the circumstances that we don't have Joel Embiid, we were kind of fragile in the paint or vulnerable in the paint. But Ben Simmons been leading this team. Honestly, he's honestly been executing, keeping his team on his P's and Q's, putting everybody in position to score the way they need to score. Like, let's be honest. The Sixers need guidance, and Ben Simmons is that. Joel Embiid is a great player. Joel Embiid is an extensive player. But I honestly believe Ben Simmons is what keeps the train, the locomotive intact, keep everybody on the same page. Ben Simmons is a freak of nature, and Ben Simmons is he God level when it comes to basketball. And this boy, he gonna take over the league at some point. Just wait till LeBron retire. If he retire, this man will take over the league. I mean, he already signed a LeBron talent agency or sports agency. You know what I mean? We're Rich Paul and all them. You know what I mean? So it's honestly a matter of time for him. LeBron is honestly coaching this kid. But there are rumors that they're saying that LeBron may come to Philly. I honestly just don't believe it will work. It just appears to be too clunky. You know, you got LeBron and Ben Simmons, who aren't necessarily pure shooters. And Ben Simmons can't shoot to save his life. That's just being honest. He's just not that guy right now. Ben Simmons' game is so developed. All he needs is to get a jump shot and he'll be cool. But yeah, I don't know if I trust that in the long run. I mean, they're both superstar guy-like talents. But the thing is, do you honestly believe they both need the ball in their hands? Bottom line, they both need the ball to be productive. They both need the ball to be at their best. You know, I don't really see LeBron setting too many screens unless he's coming off it and getting the ball right back. And then Ben Simmons, that leaves him vulnerable if he comes off a high pick and roll or high pick and fade. It all depends. What's going on, Dad?
What's up?
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm about to take some breakfast. You want some?
Yeah, I'll take some breakfast.
All right.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Dad.
All right.
See, that's what you get when you live with your parents still. They come in and they ask if you want some breakfast. That's why I love my dad, man. Oh, but yeah, back to the Sixers. They won 14 games straight. We're tied for the longest streak, I believe, as of our longest streak in season. We're tied for the longest streak in season. Our longest streak kind of cross over from the last season, from one season to the next, but this is our longest in-season streak, and it's honestly just been. The Sixers have never had this much talent in a long time. You know, our largest talent in the past 20 years has been AI. Our largest talent in the past 60 years, largest talents in the past 60 years. Julius Erving, Moses Malone. You know what I mean? Like, those have been our biggest talents. But it's a new age. It's a new breed. Wait, I gotta go back to that Cleveland game again. LeBron had the opportunity to tie the game. He had the opportunity to tie the game at the end. He got lucky with a foul that was caused by Robert Covington at the three-point line. I don't know why Covington fouled him, but things happen. He fouled him, and he had the opportunity to make all three free throws and tie the game up, and, you know, possibly send the game in overtime. It was only like a second and some change left on the clock. Could have honestly sent the game in overtime, but that's not what happened. He made the first free throw, then he missed the second one. I'm pretty sure that wasn't intentional. The third one was very intentional because he needed to get that ball back, but that's always been a gripe on LeBron's game, the free throws. Always. And if he comes to Philly, I'm pretty sure that's still going to be a problem. We can't have two superstars on the court that can't average more than 75% from the free throw line. Ben Simmons is struggling from that point, but I'm pretty sure he'll get better. All he has to do is focus on his jump shot. His game is so much more developed than I believe than LeBron's was at that time. But given the circumstances, Ben Simmons played Australian pro ball, went to college that 1 year. LeBron just did high school 4 years and came right in. So the circumstances are very, very different. You know, his game wasn't as refined as Ben Simmons would be, you know, given the circumstances of their upbringing, you know, their unlimited resources, or limited, I guess you would say. I'm not entirely sure how you would put that. But yeah, the Sixers, we're going to make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure we're going to lock down that third seed. And we're going to try to make some noise in the playoffs. Now, in all honesty, this season has been a blessing. Let me explain. Nobody thought the Sixers would make the playoffs this year. Nobody thought. It's one thing to make the playoffs. It's one thing to be in the top 5 seeding. That's my thing. That's the kicker with me. Not only did we make the playoffs, but we're overachieving. See, making the playoffs is just a plus for me. I just wanted an above 500 record. Everything else is just a plus. Playoffs, a plus. You know, rookie of the year and Ben Simmons, that's a plus. You know, Joel Embiid's health, that's a plus. You You know what I mean? I mean, he's out right now with an orbital fracture, but as long as they ain't got nothing to do with the knees or anything, he's good. He'll be back for the first round, I'm pretty sure. You know, getting a third seed, a plus. You know, Ben Simmons leading rookies in triple doubles, a plus. It's just certain things, you know, you expect and certain things you just don't see coming. But I always expect the best from my Philly teams. You know, I always watch. I get most of my sports sources, most of my information from places like, you know, First Take, Undisputed, you know, First Things First, you know, Get On Up with Jalen Rose. What else? I read articles. I do my best to do my due diligence to make sure I'm well informed. I hate not knowing. And that's why I've been trying to read a lot more lately. You know, I hate not knowing. I used to read a lot in college, not by choice, but reading because I just honestly had to. I like reading, but I like reading at my own pace, at my own leisure. Like, you know, as of late, I've been reading Charlamagne Tha God's Black Privilege, and I recommend that book to anybody, not just people of color, but anybody who's honestly trying to take advantage of their own potential. You know, understand that no progress, no success, nothing comes without sacrifice. Nothing comes without, you know, taking chances, risk. Nothing comes without just Xing certain things out of your life that ultimately isn't the best for you. I've been working on it. I'm almost finished, actually. I think I'm on. What chapter am I on? I'm on. Well, see, the thing is, he broke them up into principles. So I guess you would say I'm on chapter 6, but I'm on principle 6, and that principle is live your truth. One of my favorite chapters that he meant. One of my favorite chapters that Charlamagne. One of my favorite principles. I rephrase. One of my favorite principles that Charlamagne has is put the weed in a bag. Now, at first, I thought his sole purpose of that principle was to say you can't get anywhere by smoking weed all the time. You gotta, at some point, you gotta put the weed back in the bag and just put it to the side. That's what I thought initially, but it's actually much deeper than that. It stems from the movie Belly. It's a scene where I believe DMX and Nas was sitting there, I believe, and he was sitting there with these two young boys just trying to get into the drug game, and he was saying how much they gonna flip, what they gonna do, all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, all of a sudden, I think DMX was like, "Hey, listen, man, shut the hell up and put the weed in the bag first before you start talking about anything." So, just by that logic, you know, he took that moment and turned it into a principle or a reference point in his life. Nothing comes without the process. Nothing comes to you without, you know, doing what you have to do to get there. Put the weed in the bag first. You can't be talking about flipping this, flipping that, being the biggest drug dealer in the business. You ain't even sold a nick of weed yet. That's just it just don't sound right. You know what I mean? It's hustling backwards basically. And I don't encourage, you know, trapping. That's not my style. But at the same token, you know, you gotta get it how you live, and you gotta understand the process of what you're getting yourself into. Like Philly always say, trust the process. Seriously, put the weed in the bag. But you know, what I took from that mostly is just to be patient. I think that's what's lacking in my generation. Patience. I believe that we want things on a silver platter. I believe that we honestly just want things to be given to us. I honestly believe that we just want things to just fall out the sky on our laps and say, "Hey, this was meant for you. This was your destiny." But destiny is not defined by circumstance. Destiny is defined by choice, and that is another line I picked up on from the book. Charlamagne Tha God's Black Privilege. Now this book came out last year. I want to say maybe late summer of last year, 2017. So the book is not even a year old. But the thing is, I It took me a while to get my hands on it. You know, broke college student, just finally getting his feet under him. But it took me a while to get the book, and I finally got it. One of my own copy. I could have borrowed it from people, but I don't like borrowing things I have to give back. if that makes sense. I'm not really a big borrower, you know. Even with money, I'm not really a big borrower. But I really didn't want to borrow this book because I wanted to, one, take my time with it. Two, I wanted to live in it. I wanted to, you know, put myself in his world. And three, I wanted to truly be able to go back and forth and reference chapters and reread certain things, because that's just how I read, especially self-help books. But this book is like a combination of self-help and autobiography, because as he tells you his story, he shows you, he's able to pull lessons out of each story. He's able to pull references or able to pull experiences that molded him or shaped him to the man he is today. And he even says how he consistently hit his head up against the same wall, constantly, not making progress, constantly just doing the wrong thing. But eventually it just took somebody saying to him, yo, you a bum. You ain't never going to do that. You ain't never going to accomplish your dreams. It took somebody saying it to him to knock him back on his square. You know what I mean? It takes somebody demeaning him to get him back on his square. So, he even, it's so funny that it took somebody to disrespect him to get him back on track, because he firmly believes it. Charlamagne's funny. He has this this chapter, or this principle rather, called which one is it? Is it Fuck Your Dreams? Alright. He has this principle called Fuck Your Dreams. When not necessarily fuck your dreams, we always encourage people to dream big, you know. You're supposed to encourage others to dream big. That's what you're supposed to do. But he says fuck your dreams. Fuck your dreams if it's not your dream. You know what I mean? He gives people a constant kick in the ass of why you should stop blaming other people and realize whether or not, if this is for you or if it's not for you, realize where your passions lie. Realize where your procrastinations lie. You know, basically just being aggressive and, you know, knowing what's meant for you or what's not meant for you. Nothing wrong with trying, but you gotta understand, you gotta accept where you are in life, what's, I guess, expected of you, and just realize what's worth your time, what you're good at. You know, Chris Rock said this in his stand-up, Tambourine. He said, I hate when professors and teachers tell kids, you can be anything you want to be. But they left out one crucial part, he says. He says, what they should say, you can be anything you want to be, kids, if you're good at it. And that sounds like a rough way to raise kids, you know, teach children to be, you know, ambitious. But it's just the reality of it. If you're just not good at it and you're wasting your time, why not move on to the next thing and try different things? You have to be willing to try again in order to figure out where you stand, where you belong. Sorry, you guys, had to take a bathroom break. But yeah, attack your goals. Go out and get it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. We're going to die someday. I'm going to die. Whoever is listening to this podcast, you're going to die. Your favorite actor is going to die. Your favorite rapper is going to die. Your favorite anybody is going to die. So, in knowing all that, why not spend the time you have on this planet doing the things you honestly want to do, doing the things that make you happy, right? There's plenty of people out here doing things that make them happy. You know, I just saw the Drake video for, he just dropped a new song entitled Nice for What? Yeah, he just dropped a new single called Nice for What? And I don't know if y'all saw the video for it, he had a bunch of amazingly talented women that we're all familiar with in other media and other art forms. Just dancing in the video, having a great time, just being wholesome, being respectful, just showing off they black girl magic, showing off that power that comes with being a woman. And it was just them in the video, just enjoying themselves in positions that show them being domineering, I guess you'll say. In the video, he had women like Tracee Ellis Ross from Blackish, Rashida Jones. I don't want to mess up her name. Yara Shahidi. Oh man, I feel like a dickhead. But the girl from the daughter from Grownish, the girl from Grownish. Who else? Olivia Wilde. He had Issa Rae in the video. He had who else did I see? Letitia Wright from Black Panther. She played Black Panther's younger sister. Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and Furious saga. He had just so many domineering women of color in the video. And I'll be honest, well, let's talk about it separately. Let's talk about the video first, because I want to big up Drake for the video. The video was dope. The shots were amazing. The cinematography was amazing. And I thought it was dope how each of the women that were in the video were on their Instagram. They were showing like the behind the scenes of how it came to be, and they were shooting pictures or whatever, photos of how everything, how the experience was, thanking Drake and everything for the opportunity, and that's dope and everything. One of my favorite scenes, I believe, is the one where Tracee Ellis Ross. No, I take that back. I love Tracee Ellis Ross scene. Don't get me wrong. That's a magnificent scene. She just being happy and dancing. But with the scene I thought was the most pivotal was the Issa Rae scene, where she was at a table full of dominant white males, older white males, who have dictated the way this country has been shaped since the beginning of time. She was sitting at a business table with a bunch of dominant white males, and they were screaming, doing whatever they were doing, trying to get their point across. And all of a sudden, Issa just gets up and has enough and says, "Hey, sit the hell down." And they all sit down and got quiet. She run that. It was just a moment that I thought was necessary. I thought it was dope. Just showing a woman wearing, all the other guys were just wearing plain regular business suits, looking very bland and blah. She had on this yellow blouse or whatever she had on, and she was very noticeable, very vivid, very I'll say it again, dominant in the scene. And it was just a dope look. Overall, the video is dope. Drake always made dope videos, but now let's talk about the music itself, the song. Basically, that song is just Lauryn Hill's The X Factor on repeat. It's just a remix, literally. Now, when you play it, it got a bop to it, and I can't deny the bop. When you like it, you like it. You just gotta admit it. I do like the song, but it's definitely is one of those Drake songs that's here, probably for the summer, then they'll probably fall away somewhere else. But due to the video, the song may live a little longer. But yeah, that song is just pretty much Lauryn Hill's X Factor on repeat. And some people might say, let Drake live, he killing it out here, but is he trying? If you listen to the song, it's about maybe one verse, or if it's a verse, or maybe it's just a hook the whole time, or a chorus. But then after that, it's just a bunch of production, and and a bunch of just good vibe music. That's just my opinion. It's not a bad song. It is what it is. Sampling has saved a lot of people, but it's either you sample well or you just sample poorly, and it's not a terrible sample. It's just a very simple sample, if that makes any sense. I love the state of I love the state of affairs in hip hop. Hip hop is in a great place right now. Cardi B's album just dropped, and that album is very, very dope. It's a very dope project. That SZA record that she has, that song she has with SZA, that's one of the dopest tracks. The last track, but one of the dopest tracks. Drip, dope as hell. And I love how she been teasing this Meek Mill inspired intro for a long time, and she dropped it, and that thing was fire. Cardi brought the bars out. It's just that simple. She coming for anybody neck. She's not the best lyricist, but her aggression, her passion, and her lyrics, her swag, she just got the sauce right now. And that album is just great. What else is a great song? We already know songs like Boy That Yellow, Barty or Cardi. She delivered with this project. They said the album went gold. They said the album went gold on the first day. That's amazing. That's amazing right there.